Hello and welcome to the Freedom Stein Laboratory. I am your host, Diane, and today is the 10th day of January 2026. Minneapolis is going crazy. Look, if it was me and I was president or in charge of ICE or whatever, I would say let them have their city. Go ahead, burn it down, let it get overrun with crime. I don't care. I would just be like, hands off. I believe last night the Minneapolis police, that's kind of what they did. They were just like, you know what? They prosecute us if we do anything anyway. So have at it. Do whatever you want. We're out. This episode isn't about that, though. I wanted to focus on liberal white women. But before we get into that, I want to share a fun little story because, this is going to drive you crazy. Let's do something kind of fun first. And you'll have to excuse me. I'm still, fighting off the remnants of this cold that I had. But, obviously, this is the Freedom Stein Laboratory. So we love freedom and liberty around here. And this is a story about freedom and liberty. So I found this story about this cow who was minutes away from becoming meat. Instead, she became a legend. In August 2018, in the Polish town of Deszno, and I hope I said that right, a cow was being taken to a slaughterhouse. Then it's like all of a sudden this light went on and she went, wait a minute, they're taking me to the slaughterhouse? She broke through a metal fence. No chaos, no drama, just a sudden decision. And when workers chased her toward the nearby Notek River, she didn't stop. She jumped in and swam. Across the river was a small overgrown island. She climbed onto it and refused to leave. For days, authorities and the owner tried to bring her back. They used boats, ropes. They had all kinds of plans. Nothing worked. Every attempt failed. She stayed on that island eating grass, watching from a distance, completely unreachable, uncatchable. This wasn't a rescue campaign. No activists, no viral fundraiser, just one animal refusing the role assigned to her. And eventually the owner did something rare. He stopped trying. He publicly agreed to let her live on the island instead of sending her back to slaughter. News outlets across Europe reported it, not because it was sentimental, but because it was strange, quiet, almost uncomfortable. A system met a single act of resistance and lost. It's easy to laugh at a runaway cow, but this story sticks because it isn't about luck, it's about choice. No speeches, no slogans, just movement in the opposite direction. Sometimes survival doesn't arrive as rescue. Sometimes it swims. So I thought that this was very interesting, especially talking about these activist white liberal women. And typically they're middle-aged. Frankly, I'm the poster child, really. I should be this. I'm 54. Clearly I'm white. I am a woman. And on top of that, I'm gay. I was raised in Colorado, which is as liberal as they come now. When I lived there, there was a Republican governor and stuff, but slowly Colorado is becoming little California. So I went to public school. I went to a university for 2 years. And indeed, when I first registered to vote, I was a Democrat and voted for Clinton twice. So I really should be your middle-aged white liberal woman right now. But I'm not. What happened? The programming, it didn't sink in. The only way I can explain this is that there's something about your core. And at my very core, I have always cared about freedom. And I've always had common sense. And I've always gone with my common sense and my, what seems to be like that sixth sense. And I've always kind of deemed that sixth sense to be the Holy Spirit. So for me, I think it's really a God thing. And so that's what makes what's so troubling what we're watching in Minneapolis. And we've watched this now for at least a decade, if not more, of these white liberal women who seem to be these soulless creatures. And that's really what they are. I don't know if it's mental illness that has taken hold and just years of taking anxiety and depression drugs, and finally they just lose it. I don't know if it's that they don't feel fulfilled in their life in some way. I don't understand it, or if it is just the programming. But it's like when a man goes through a midlife crisis, generally he's like, yeah, hair's getting a little bit thin. Maybe I should go get some plugs, do some hair replacement. Oh, wow, that's a sports car over there. It looks pretty cool. I'm old enough to afford it. I might as well get me a sports car. Or maybe I'm going to learn how to ride a motorcycle. That's a midlife crisis for a white male man. But it seems like for these white liberal women, their midlife crisis is they wake up one day and go, I haven't saved the world yet. I've got to do something amazing. Why not throw my body in front of a police car and try to stop it from going forward? That would be the thing to do, right? I want the books to be written about me. Somehow you wake up when you're in your 50s and think, I don't have as much behind in front of me as I have behind me. Quick, I got to do something. And this is what they decide to do. But really, I do think it comes down to just being completely soulless. We all know the meme of that woman who's kneeling on the ground and she's got, the hat on and she's like, just screaming her head off. And we love to throw that meme up because it's like the perfect picture of what you're dealing with here. So Renee Good supposedly is our poster child now for how these people really want to, these white liberal women now, they have their hero and they want to put her up on a pedestal. And this is who we're going to champion. And we know that these evil, horrible ICE agents and such, they murdered her. But Renee Good probably was a soulless creature. While everybody's trying to make her out to be some kind of hero, she really isn't anything like that.
Hey, just a little tidbit about the left's new hero. Yeah, she only has custody of one of her kids. And the reason she only has custody of one is that her domestic partner, a woman, yeah, she likes to beat the shit out of kids and put cigarettes out on their arm. And she chose that woman over her kids. Yeah, the court was basically like, hold on, if you're going to stay with her, you don't get to keep the kids. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. So when people were asking why was this mother not at home taking care of her children, it's because her children were taken away from her. Because her partner likes to beat the shit out of them and use their fucking arms as ashtrays. It's amazing to me that every hero of the left turns out to be an awful human being. That's not surprising, but it's the reality. Because anybody that would believe in the ideology that the left believes, anybody that would take action and try to run over a federal agent, yeah, I could assume that they were an idiotic piece of shit. But I have to say that the level of choosing your partner over your children, of staying with someone who likes to beat the shit out of your kids, that's a new level.
Yeah, soulless. When I started hearing about her wife or whatever she was, I don't know. They were calling each other wife, I guess. How do you keep your child? And this is in the case of if it's a guy too, in that situation. And then when you're told if you don't leave that situation, you can't have your children. Well, okay, I don't want my kids. I don't understand that. Now, at least with Renee Good, she didn't have her children with her. So we do have to give her some kudos for that, at least. Because wait till you see the latest one I've got here with our next example of how these are soulless creatures.
No, I won't. Ma'am, I need you to leave.
It's my right to be here.
You need to back
up out of the way. I will not.
This is one of our cars as well. You were too close right now. You were interfering.
I'm right here.
Federal
You're
investigation.
going to get out of my face.
You need
I'm
to
a
back
public
up over
citizen.
here.
No, I won't. Tell me
You
why
need to
I'm
back up
far
this
enough
way.
away from your
You need to
investigation.
back up this way.
Step beyond our cars.
Ma'am,
Don't touch me, please.
We have
beyond
somebody
our
go.
cars.
Where's your cars?
Right here.
Where's your
Go
cars?
all the way
Oh,
this
that's
way.
great.
Keep going. Go all the
That's
way
great.
this way.
Sure. I'll be on your cars. 20 feet, right?
See that white car?
I have a 6-year-old right here. I have a 6-year-old right here in my car.
Child in the car?
Ooh,
Yeah, I
child
sure
endangerment.
did. Yes,
Yeah.
child endangerment.
Get your child off of the scene. This is an active police scene.
It's an
This is all on camera right now, too. Right here.
Yes, I'm wonderful. I'm very glad
Get
for
your
it.
child out of here. You
I
are
can
an
be right
active
here.
police scene.
I'm happy right here.
Ma'am, listen to me. You have the right to videotape, okay?
I do. Thank you,
Hang on,
sir.
listen to me right now.
I'm going to listen.
But we have someone that's being detained right here, okay? Mm-hmm. You have a child
Tell me
in the
where
front
you need
seat.
me to go
Hang on,
exactly.
I need you to stay. Do me a favor.
Yeah,
In the front
I will.
seat with no car seat, okay? Do me a favor. You can videotape all you like, but
Sure.
you have to stay. You cannot come past that driveway,
Perfect.
okay?
I'll be right back. Thank
Okay?
you.
Thank you. Stay at your car, though, okay?
Thank
You're
you.
more than welcome to videotape.
Thank you,
okay?
sir.
But do me a favor. By state law, we're policemen, too. That child is supposed to be in a booster seat. He's not of age.
Oh.
So make sure you put him in a booster
Great.
seat, because I'd hate to give you a ticket.
You can give me a ticket. I'd love it.
Hey, back up.
Yeah, so that woman is such a soulless creature that she brought her 6-year-old child. They have guns. If a shooting starts to happen here, stray bullets can go flying. I mean, I just don't understand. It really should have been a wake-up call what we had happen with Renee Good. Everybody who saw that, don't be around where all these weapons are, because bullets can go flying at any moment and you don't want them coming your way. And then this woman, she'll get accidentally shot and then her family sues because she's out there doing what? And why are you bringing your child to something like that? And clearly, she's not about protecting her child because her kid's not even in the appropriate seat in the car. And she's like, yeah, go ahead. Give me a ticket. Give me a ticket. Give her a ticket. You're going to continue to get this behavior if you don't just start when people tell you, no, I won't move. Bam, on the ground you go, you're arrested. I don't understand why we're being nice. Stop being freaking nice. Just like I said, walk away from their cities. Let them burn. I don't live in Minneapolis. I would never live there. If people want to continue to live there and you want to live in the pit, have at it. It's the same thing with New York City. I'm like, I will never go back to New York City. No, now that I'm watching all that stuff, you just won't get me there. People just need to start leaving these places and leaving them to escape from LA. Go ahead, have at it. And you need to start arresting these people when they just stand there and go, no. These are people who were raised to not respect authority. My immediate reaction when I get pulled over, and I've been pulled over a couple times for things that I really didn't feel like I did anything wrong. I was very polite, and I've only ever gotten one ticket. I've probably been pulled over 10 times and I've gotten one ticket in my life. And it's because I'm very respectful when I get pulled over. Sometimes I'm like, yes, I know what I did wrong. And then I get a warning or whatever, or something, like a tail lights out and I didn't realize it or something. But just be respectful to authorities and they'll be respectful to you. But when you go down there and you're not only disrespecting them when they politely ask you to do something, because they know you're there to endanger them. Because number one, you're distracting them from what they are trying to do. So being distracted is not going to be good. And this is escalating. We're eventually going to have them start doing violent things. And as that older millennial or whatever he was that was talking about Renee Good as a mom, the thing that is crazy to me is, like he said, these are not good human beings that they hold up as heroes. I mean, look at George Floyd. I still just heard like 2 weeks ago, somebody was talking about the George Floyd thing. And I was like, how is anybody still talking about that the police killed him? Because we have the death, the autopsy and all that stuff that now shows that it was the fentanyl that killed him. He was going to die no matter what. Should the cop have been on him like that for that long? I don't know, but he didn't kill him. He died of a fentanyl overdose. But even so, these are the people they hold up as heroes. Really? I mean, what happened to holding up Rosa Parks? That is pushing back against the man. That is taking a stand. What they're doing now, that is not that. White liberal women are lunatics, certifiable lunatics. And the reason why they are is because they are absolutely soulless creatures.